never stop learning. My friend Patti Paige is here to show me how to make these unbelievable dog cookies. Aren't they adorable? Patti owns a business in New York called Baked Ideas, and she's made cakes and cookies and all kinds of things. What are the things that you used to make for us at Barefoot Contessa?
Well, one of the cookies we made was a beach blanket cookie with a sunbather lying on it.
And sunglasses and suntan lotion on the cookie. It was really unbelievable. They were great. A few months ago, Patti made the most amazing cake for me, and it was for a benefit. Wait till you see this. It was incredible. The gala was at the Museum of Natural History in the Whale Room for the 100th anniversary of the Animal Medical Center in New York. Patti used one of my chocolate cake recipes for the cake, and then she sculpted it into the shape of Noah's Ark. And then she decorated it with pairs of the most adorable animal cookies you've ever seen. The Animal Medical Center treats any animals you can fit in a New York City taxi. So Patti made taxis out of cookies that were pulling up to the Ark. It was so adorable. Patti, this is unbelievable.
Thanks.
The cake is delicious. That's the good news. And the cookies are amazing. Are you going to come to East Hampton?
I'd love to.
I would love to know how to do that. And somehow, I don't think that's easy, but I'm hoping you can teach me.
Definitely.
That's really fun. Not only did Patti make the cake and the cookies on it, but she made an individual cookie for everybody at the party. So these are little dogs. Is that the most adorable? I think this might be my favorite, though. Is that the sweetest dog you ever saw? Everybody's going to get a sweet pet to take home from the event. The gala was a dazzling affair, and everyone adored the Ark cake. It was a real showstopper. And my friend Bobby Lieberman, who's chairman of the board, adored it.
I want to thank the Barefoot Contessa, Ina Garden. And Ina, you're the most generous friend, especially for a person whose animals only come out of your pastry kitchen.
Then, with the speeches over, it was all down to the eating. Patti's brought everything we need to decorate these cookies, but first I need to know how you made these adorable shortbread dogs.
Well, then let me tell you. For the dough, I mixed 3/4 of a pound of room temperature butter with 2 1/4 cups of sugar. When they're creamed together, I add 3 large eggs and a tablespoon of vanilla extract. And then it's time to add the dry ingredients. This is a mixture of 24 ounces of all-purpose flour, 1 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder, and 3/4 teaspoon of salt. When everything's combined, I turn the dough out, wrap it in plastic, and chew it until it's firm. Then I roll it out to about 1/8 of an inch thick and get to work with the cutter. This dough makes about 30 to 45 cookies. Put them on a baking sheet and bake them at 350 degrees for 8 to 12 minutes, depending on their size.
So the next thing is icing the cookies. What do you have?
Right. Well, the first step is to outline the cookie. So we're going to do that in white because that's the color we're going to use for the...
What kind of icing do you use?
This is royal icing. Let me tell you how I make it. It's just a pound of confectioner's sugar, 3 large egg whites, half a teaspoon of lemon juice, and you just beat it together on medium speed in a mixer fitted with a paddle attachment until it's completely mixed and the icing is thick and white.
This is the fun part. Okay, how do we do this?
You just let it fall into the bag. It can get a little messy.
A little messy. It's going to be really messy. Yours is going to be a little messy. Mine's going to be very messy. What are we going to do first?
First, we're going to outline the cookie. It helps to keep the icing in later when you're painting the looser stuff on. I tend to fold this over so that when you're squeezing, it doesn't leak out the top. So
That's a good idea. Mine always leaks out the top. Okay, good.
Get all the pressure on the icing here. So,
oh, look at that. Just the thinnest line.
All right, so we'll take a cookie. On most cookies, I tend to start on the left because I like to be dragging my icing behind me.
And that's if you're right-handed, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So again, when you start, you touch down, attach the icing to the cookie, and then let it fall from the tip, because that way you get a really nice, smooth, fluid line.
Oh, isn't that interesting? Well, you get a nice, smooth, fluid line. I get a more charming, jagged line.
Well, that's good too, because the dog has fur, so you can make
Oh
it
yeah,
a little
that's
jagged.
exactly right.
Yeah. So then you.
Oh, I see what you mean. If you let it just fall onto the cookie, rather than try and, you actually pull out some icing and then just let it
Exactly.
fall
and then,
down.
Like right here, there's a little tiny detail which becomes the ear later, so I'm going to catch that.
Oh, look at
And then I'm
that.
gonna-
Oops, I missed that.
Doesn't matter. And then you end
Okay,
by.
yours looks perfect. Mine
That
looks
looks
terrible,
great.
right?
No, that's going to be
Mine
great.
looks like a lot of fur. Okay, good. Oh, this is fabulous.
So that just takes a minute to set, and then we'll fill it in with more icing.
Oh, great, I can't wait. Coming up, it's cookie art as we put the finishing touches to our animal cookies. Then it's Ask Ina, and I'm here to help with your tough cookie questions. Don't go anywhere.